this city, there's crime on every street. But one man has seen enough. He's Lieutenant Frank Drebin.
Whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat.
He's a good cop who's having a bad day. His best friend...
Oh, everyone should have a friend like you.
...is in a coma.
As soon as Nordberg is better, he's welcome back at Policewood. But I wouldn't wait until the last minute to fill out those organ donor cards.
His girlfriend asked him to look her up.
Nice beaver.
Thank you. I just had it stuffed.
Let me help you with that.
And his city is in the hands of a master criminal with a sinister plan.
I must kill the queen.
How can any police story contain this much action? This much romance?
I like cops.
Or this much baseball? Starring Leslie Nielsen, a cop who's always on the alert. Mikhail Gorbachev.
I knew it.
Queen Elizabeth, everyone's favorite queen. Priscilla Presley, a woman who really cooks.
How hot and wet do you like it?
Ricardo Montalban.
Frank.
You're both right.
George Kennedy, the partner with an appetite for danger. O.J. Simpson, as you've never seen him before. And Reggie Jackson in his first dramatic role. In a movie so big, it had to be filmed in color. The Naked Gun, from the files of Police Squad.
Coming this Christmas to a theater near you. See you then.
Well, somebody doesn't like this movie right from the trailer. Yes, I am now reviewing the 1988 comedy, The Naked Gun. Well, that's what it's called. That's not my fault.
Comedy?
Yes, it's a comedy. It's a spoof. So it kind of has that. It's a spoof on. It could either be cop movies. I think they throw some James Bond humor in there. So, but yes, it is a comedy. And I will.
Doesn't look very funny.
Well, you'll just have to wait, and you will see. Let's
I'm
see if.
still not gonna laugh,
Why not?
but it ain't funny.
How do you know? Well, we will see if Chip finds this. If Chip finds this movie funny, and you don't know that, and I will review it right after this.
Redenbacher. Yep. Here's another microwave popcorn trying to be like yours.
Well, let's just see what my testing department says. Ladies?
Compared to any other microwave brand, Orville's Pop's lighter and fluffier.
So you get more popcorn.
Theirs just doesn't measure up to yours.
And now for the ultimate test, ladies.
Orville Redenbacher, the first and last name in popcorn.
Oh, not. Well, I figured since a movie, why not do a popcorn commercial? And I'm not a fan, but this is Orville Redenbacher's. So, yes, this is the Orville Redenbacher's commercial, and the old man is on this one, and somebody claims they have better microwave popcorn. Newsflash, they will both give you popcorn lung. So there is no better or worse. So now Orville Redenbacher, I will say that I got a lot of leftover kernels from that popcorn, so I was not a fan. The commercial was kind of funny, though, with the old ladies, that they probably all had incidents in their Depends, because they were toilet trained by Roger Ebert. So, anyways, so moving on. So the movie The Naked Gun, which came out in 1988. So yes, this movie was certainly. I believe there was a lot of competition that year. I think Who Framed Roger Rabbit was the big movie in 1988. I'm almost positive. And then I believe Uncle Buck came out that year as well. So, oh yes, the movie Big came out. I believe The Rescuers. So yes, so this movie did have some heavy competition, and this does. David Zucker is the director, who of course brought us the movie Airplane, and also did the TV show, the series, the Naked Gun Files of Police Squad. So this does star Leslie Nielsen as Lieutenant Frank Drebin. He was in the Forbidden Planet, Poseidon Adventure. He was in Airplane. He was not in Airplane 2. He was in the Naked Gun 2.5, Naked Gun 3 1/3, Scary Movie 3 and 4, Spy Hard, Mr. Magoo, Wrongfully Accused, Dracula Dead and Loving It, Surf Ninjas, Rent a Kid. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it there because the list goes on. And this guy started out as a serious actor and went into comedy, which is kind of similar to what William Shatner did. And both of them are really, really good at their craft. So now, who is starring with Leslie Nielsen in this movie? Oh yes. So George Kennedy is also starring in this movie. He was in Airport 1975. He was in Earthquake, Charade. He was a voice in Small Soldiers. So and George Kennedy, of course, he did unfortunately pass away in 2016 at the age of 91. So yes, I do. And he plays a character Ed in this movie. He is sort of his he's not exactly his partner, but he is his coworker. So we also have a very interesting other co-star, OJ. Mr. Simpson is in this movie, aka OJ. He plays Nordberg. He is actually he is Leslie Nielsen or Lieutenant Drebin's best friend in this movie. And it just so happens that he he goes on a sting operation to get some drug dealers, and let's just say that he pretty much gets he was the only person against 10 guys, so he's kind of manhandled a little bit. He's shot at, he gets cake in his face, and he falls off the boat and is very, very injured. And he's in the hospital. So, but now because he had heroin fibers on his jacket, nobody knew that he was there. So now they are suspicious that he was dealing heroin. So before he was killing people, he was a cop or playing a cop. So we also have I can never pronounce the guy's name. He is actually we'll go to Priscilla Presley first. Yes, it is the widow of Elvis Presley. So it is. They probably did. Yeah, so ex-wife of Elvis Presley then. And she was in the Naked Gun 2.5, Naked Gun 3 1/3. She was in an episode of Spin City. Uh, let's see. So then we have Vincent Ludwig, who was an assassin. I really butcher his name, so I'll get to it later. So those are really the main stars of this movie, and like I said, it is a comedy. So the the main thing is the assassin here is getting somebody to assassinate the Queen of England, who happens to go to a Los Angeles Angels baseball game. So one of the players is set to assassinate the Queen. So what the way that this works is Vincent Ludwig has a wrist watch on him, and when he presses it, it gives a noise, and then it signals one of the players. The players themselves don't even know who is going to assassinate the queen. It's completely random. So it is a very, very funny movie. Reggie Jackson is in part of this. We know that he was a baseball player. We also have some real announcers that are announcing that game. So it's got some good little laughs in there. So I will play the first clip, and we will see Lieutenant Drebin getting in. Let's just say that he's beating on some very unpopular world leaders. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Tiger, ripe for destruction. Cowards, no longer willing to fight.
Well, this is the opening scene here. So Frank Drebin is off to a very good start. So he's beating up Gaddafi. He's beating up Arafat. He's also he also removes the birthmark from Mikhail Gorbachev, who was the leader of the Soviet Union at that time. And yes, he really did have a birthmark on his head like that, but I guess he kind of just took it off with his handkerchief. That's okay. So he saves the day here. So and then when he's moving out or when he's leaving, of course he hits himself with the doors. That is a classic Leslie Nielsen thing to do. That's what makes him funny. So the opening credits here were kind of amusing too. You get I'm going to show the famous police car going through everybody here. That always kind of made me laugh. That is the trademark opening, and every single one of them is different for the second and third movie. So I will show that clip in just a second. So this is a kind of a unique way to have the opening credits. The police car apparently, for some people, they think that this didn't make sense. Well, this is a spoof. It's supposed to make you laugh. This is not a movie you watch with a serious turtle face. Somebody may not have laughed, but most people would find this funny. But for those who find spoof stupid, maybe this movie isn't for you. But but I really did find this part with the opening credits funny because who wants to see credits? At least this is entertainment. But for Generation Boring, they probably wouldn't appreciate this either because they probably wouldn't understand the little bits of humor there. So, but I will show the. Some people might actually enjoy this next scene because Nordberg gets shot to bits. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Police, throw down your guns. Kill him.
Well, I didn't show the whole clip here because we don't know how strict Paramount is, but yes. So O.J. Simpson is shot to Nordberg is shot to bits during this scene. He's shot a few times. He gets his hand slammed by a window. So pretty much, I think he did the rest himself. He stepped in a bear trap, and then he managed to launch himself out of the boat and into the water. So he's not dead. So the salt water apparently preserved him. So then a fisherman found him. He's on life support. So he's in the hospital. So Frank returns from Beirut, and then he thinks that everybody's there for him. And Weird Al Yankovic is on the plane. So Weird Al Yankovic makes a cameo appearance, and we all know he's really known for doing spoofs of other songs. That's what made him famous. So Frank is now going to the hospital, and he seemed to take some of the, let's just say he took some unnecessary baggage with him to the hospital. So I will show that still in just a second because I don't actually have to show the clip to get the point across. Well, this pretty much got the point across. He took a little bit of baggage there. So he was complaining about the female that dumped him. So I guess when he pressed reverse, he went a little bit too far into the luggage cars and decided to take that all the way down Los Angeles traffic into the right by the hospital. So how does that work for parking? Is he going to get several tickets for that? And also probably theft as well. So yeah, so Lieutenant Drebin is just notorious for these kind of little accidents. It didn't stop there. When he went to the hospital to visit Nordberg, he made some really funny comments. He may have um, done some stuff to his hospital bed to make things very painful for him. So it was overall a very funny scene. So now they're introducing that the Queen of England is visiting Los Angeles, and before um, Lieutenant Drebin here goes to the bathroom, he makes a couple mistakes. One, he says that is it's a silly idea to have a queen, uh, to host a queen in that city, or having a queen come to the United States for that matter. That's one. And two, he forgets to take off his microphone when he enters the lavatory. So this little boring press conference is about to become entertaining, and it would be really funny if it is televised as well. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Indeed, it is for all the people who will be able to share in the celebration of public appearances.
Well, this was the only part I was allowed to see when I was a young little chip. Apparently, this was the only scene that was, I guess, most appropriate for my age. Well, I don't know. I can't figure it out either. I don't know, but this scene was pretty funny. I like how he did keep the microphone on, and he was just singing away in the bathroom, something I would never do, even if I did not have a microphone attached, because this is a public bathroom, and he was doing that. Could you just imagine the the looks that he would get? So apparently, he had a lot of water before he gave his little "It's silly to have a queen in the city" speech. So this was televised. So um, I could just imagine how funny this was for if this really did happen in real life. I mean I would probably laugh too. So I mean this is much better so far than comedies today, which I don't even know if they even exist. So please comment below on that. So now the next scene here is he gets to visit Vincent Ludwig, since the I Love You ship that Nordberg was injured on was one of his ships, and it was a drug ship. So, yeah, they should really question this guy, and he's got a lot of fancy things in his home. And let's see if Frank Drebin is careful with his priceless possessions. Oh, no, I'm sure he is. He's a very careful person. He hasn't hit anybody off the dock yet. He hasn't taken any airport luggage, for that matter. So, so let's see how he is at the Ludwig residence, who is played by Ricardo Montalban. I'm sure I butchered his name, but that's okay. I will show that clip in just a second.
Oh, this is a rare samurai pen, a gift from Emperor Hirohito. Unbreakable, impervious to everything but water. Its value is beyond estimation.
That's fascinating.
But I'm sure you didn't pay me this visit.
Investigating the attempted murder of one of your dog workers. A man named Nordberg.
Well, he breaks a few things here. So the that pen is unbreakable. The only thing, of course, that can destroy it is water. So he decides to pretty much flick it right into the fish tank. So I mean, this is a movie. You really should see this scene for yourself. But let's just say that those fish do bite. They are lionfish. They're incredibly poisonous as well. So of course he sticks his hand in there, and of course you can imagine Frank gets bit. He gets bit in the finger, then it bites his nose, and then he maybe accidentally stabs the fish with his precious unbreakable pen. or sorry, not his, but Vincent Ludwig's. So he's going to be missing some items after this little interrogation meeting here. So we get to meet Priscilla Presley because she is his assistant. So she is sort of the love interest in this beautiful story. So I will show that clip in just a second. Let's just say she falls for him. Well, I hope she doesn't have any injuries here. So this is really taking falling for a guy literal. So obviously she stumbled down the stairs just like her husband died on the toilet. So so I guess they obviously have some type of love connection here. So obviously they make some interesting jokes when he does get the employee files. So I will show the next clip of let's just say Frank Drebin's accidents and destroying things. They just don't end. So I will show you the next clip in just a second.
I figured to stop by and see what the lab boys had come up with on Nordberg's jacket. The one they found in the dock. You can tell a lot from fiber samples if they aren't too wet. And I was hoping in this case we wouldn't come up dry.
Hey, look out!
Well, this is an interesting scene here with the car. So I think it took him a little while to realize that the little balloons that popped out of his car put the thing in out of park into drive. So he thought that some car was going after him. So what does he do? He shows his badge, throws his gun, and starts shooting at his own car. So it tended to drive itself. So he does realize this at the last second that it is his car, and he has a funny look on his face. So it's just it's one more little part to this little comedy here. I'm sure he breaks more things, but can you just imagine the uh, the amount of damage that has got to be on his bill? He is costing the city of Los Angeles a lot of money here. So we get to meet Ted, who is the no, it is not the Polish Pegasus Ted. This guy actually has sound. So um, so this is Ted. He's kind of the James Bond equivalent to Q. He gives Leslie Nielsen his gadgets. So I will show that scene in just a second.
Observer, an ordinary shoe. But in actuality, makes quite a handy weapon. And everything a cop in the field would need. We call it the Swiss Army shoe.
That's great, Ted. What about the fiber sample?
Let me just show you one more thing, Frank. You see these cufflinks I'm wearing? Well, they're not just cufflinks. Each one fires a single pin-sized dart that knocks out your victim for a few minutes, but does no permanent damage. Here, let me demonstrate on Ed.
Why?
So these little gadgets are pretty cool. He's got a little cufflink that fires darts. That one you didn't see, but then you saw the Swiss Army shoe. So the part with the darts comes in later on in the movie. He does actually use that. So that's why I wanted to show this scene. So the next clip here is Vincent Ludwig and how he finds his assassin, or better yet, what tool he uses for his assassin to carry out the the job that is a $20 million price tag. And in 1988, yeah, that's a lot of money. So I will show that scene in just a second.
Dominique, service for two, please.
I must kill Papschbeer. Will that be with cream and sugar, sir?
I forgot where I left off. Well, this is how he's going to do the assassination. And do you like the guy's name? The actual guy that's paying the $20 million. His name is Pap Schmier. So that's kind of a funny name for a villain any name for a movie for sure. So they cannot get away with that today. Um, so I will show the next clip of Lieutenant Drebin has had some other incidents go on. He had a doctor try to kill Nordberg. Um, he chased the doctor with a student driver. So there's a lot of funny stuff going on, and it's a shame I can't show every single clip because there's a lot I would love to show. People that have not seen this movie that may have heard of it but never wanted to watch it. So hopefully I am helping with that a little bit. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, somebody did laugh at the student driver scene. They just don't remember. So this part here, he goes into Ludwig's office of nonsense, of ridiculous art that was probably purchased at your local Dollar Tree. So he goes in the office and he finds tickets to MamaCon. Oh, I'm just kidding. He finds a very interesting document here, and let's just say that he dances a little bit in his office, I will show you why in just a second.
20 million deposited at Manny Bank, Zurich, upon proof of Green's death.
Well, we are in Ludwig's office without a warrant or even probable cause. So this might be a problem. And as you can see, he sets the letter on fire. He then sets the curtains on fire. The little piano goes off. And then he decides to pretty much tear apart his supposedly very expensive artwork. I bet he got it at some yard sale or something like that. So I'm sure it's worthless. It's okay. I'm sure he can just pick another one up at some like flea market or maybe some art festival of some kind. So eBay would even be another option. So 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 now we're fast forwarding on to a little bit here. So eventually Frank Drebin does get suspended by the mayor because she is fed up with his um, shenanigans, I guess. I guess there was an incident with Shakespeare in the Park and he decided to kill a couple of the actors. Apparently they were good ones too. They were so good that they were practicing Shakespeare in a park. But I guess that's not the point. I guess he killed 5 actors. So so now and that's not a good thing. So now he is a suspended. So now he decides to go to the ballpark where the queen is supposed to be assassinated, and of course, he's going to interfere. He accidentally, he kind of went after the wrong guy. He went after Enrico Palazzo, which is singing the national anthem, and he wanted to get in the stadium any way he could. I don't think this is the person that he wanted to be taking his place. So we will see what Frank Drebin is doing on the field at the ball game. So I will show that clip in just a second. Sorry, Greg, we couldn't get the last line in there. I tried, but we went way over the limit. So this part might actually be getting cut altogether. So this is the part where he plays Enrico Palazzo and completely butchers the national anthem. Normally, I would get annoyed with this, but he is not a professional singer, so he's not a Christina Aguilera or a Kira. I'm trying to think who else messed up the national anthem. Oh, Fergie did. Okay, Fergie. Oh, I have to bring up Steven Tyler, who purposely did it, but it doesn't matter. So he did. He said it. I forgot what he said though. I'll think of it afterwards. It was at the Daytona 500, I believe, and he had a harmonica, and then he said, I forgot what it was. I think he ended it with like "God bless the Daytona 500" or "Land of the Daytona 500," and he put that in the song instead. So yeah, he purposely messed it up. So anyways, so he does so then he does run away, and then he ends up disguising himself as an umpire. So this is the final clip I'm going to show. So in the seventh inning is when the assassination is supposed to take place. So he doesn't want the the Angels to get the Mariners for that third out. So he might have to stop it from happening. And this is going to make a lot of diehard California Angel fans, players, and managers and owners. Well, not so much the owner, but the managers and players very, very upset. Oh, and also the Bat Boy as well. So the national anthem may have made a few people mad, especially those who would watch this movie with a serious turtle face. So I will show the last clip in just a second. I hope you find it amusing like I did. Well, this is the final clip here, and he interferes a lot more than what we actually shown. That we actually showed the audience here. So obviously, the players got frustrated. The umpires ended up getting frustrated, and Frank seems to he actually tried to throw the umpires out of the game for yelling at him. So yes, a lot of stuff going on here. So the Queen does, of course, get a assassination attempt from Reggie Jackson. That I'm not going to show you. You're going to have to watch that for yourself. So the two boneheads, Siskel the Grouch and King of the Toilet Chair, they did end up reviewing this, and I will show that in just a second.
Like eating a spoonful of Drano. Sure, it'll clean you out, but it'll leave you hollow inside. Too bad, Jimmy Puff. We could have been something.
Leslie Nielsen stars as a foolishly hard-boiled cop in The Naked Gun, the latest comedy from the makers of Airplane.
Our first movie is named The Naked Gun, and quite frankly, I don't believe this film either requires or even makes possible a serious review. It is a completely dizzy, crazy, wacko, goofy, irreverent satire on police thrillers, and all I can tell you is I laughed a lot, out loud. That's the review. The movie's plot is only an excuse for a series of one-liners, sight gags, slapstick, and satire, and a lot of it goes exactly like this.
Same old story. Boy finds girl, boy loses girl, girl finds boy.
And some very funny moments as a criminal sidekick. The movie stars Leslie Nielsen as a law officer who is investigating a bizarre criminal ring led by mastermind Ricardo Montalban, a man whose most prized possession in the whole world is his priceless fighting fish.
I'm investigating the attempted murder of one
type of criminal activity.
The climax of the movie is a baseball game being attended by the Queen of England. Nielsen's assignment? Go undercover and stop an assassination plot. First, he doubles as an opera singer. Nielsen poses as an on fire.
Let's see if that yoke runs out straight. Put it back here. Let's see on the shirt. Well, you should take a large one. That little tighten the... Strike?
The Naked Gun was made by Jerry Zucker, Jim Abrahams, and David Zucker, the same team that made Airplane, Top Secret, and the TV series Police Squad. And as they explain in the press kit for this movie, we ripped off Police Squad. If you've seen any of those comedies, you know the approach. The only objective is to generate as many laughs as possible at a breakneck speed, no matter how corny, how obvious, or how exaggerated. In fact, the worse the better. You have to have the mind of a sixth grader to make these movies, and you have to have the mind of a fifth grader to enjoy them. But I guess the day I saw this movie, that was just about the level that I was operating at.
Well, fifth graders are pretty smart, and I think there is a lesson to be learned, because the film is very funny, and you're right to just show the clips and say there's more of this. Most comedies try too hard in a strange way to force a laugh in a immediate set-up joke. Here, they just come flying in. You have to scramble around the frame of the film to catch it all. You can't catch it all. And they try the most outrageous things. There's a scene where they come up to the hospital. There's a car with a whole luggage rack, but not one piece of luggage rack, luggage. Not a whole bunch of luggage stuff on the car. I mean, a whole chain of trucks carrying luggage. I mean, why not have...
Explain that again?
Why not have...
For our listeners who only have radio?
Okay, why not have 500 pieces of luggage is their theory? Why not? It's just funnier, and I think it is funny.
I think what Gene is trying to say is that after they leave the airport, they back up their rental car and they hook onto the whole train of the little carts, that carry the luggage into the terminal, and then they carry all the luggage to the hotel. Is that?
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think they even like the scene we just played right here. 2 thumbs up for The Naked Gun, the non-stop laugh machine from the makers of Airplane.
Well, Skipper is now with me. Well, I really don't understand what these guys like or don't like. Even though I do agree with what they're saying here, I think this was it's actually a very smart spoof. There are some very, very bad ones out there. This was not one of them. So this was actually very, very well written, and David Zucker did it, and he knows how to write spoofs like he did with Airplane. So I guess the snack bar was filled up nicely for Ebert, and he must have had somebody cleaning out his toilet chair for him. And Siskel the Grouch was actually in a good mood as well. I guess he had a wedgie-proof pants on, so he didn't have anything up his butt during the review. So they seem to enjoy it, but I'm not going to give them any credit at all. So I'm just going to say they were very happy for other reasons during their little viewing of the film. So, yes, this is one that I'm just going to give away that I recommend to those who like spoofs. If you don't, then I'm going to say you're probably going to hate this movie, and you might laugh once or twice at the most, but you won't admit it. So, I want. So if I had to grade this, I would give this a B+ because I like spoofs. If I didn't, I would probably give this a less grade. That's why this is kind of a tough one to review because, for instance, me and my dad and my grandpa enjoy this movie, but my mom hates it, and apparently so does my wonderful soon-to-be wife. Doesn't exactly like it either. She would probably give it a UW, which is unwatchable. I wouldn't go that far. I have seen much worse than this. So, yes, this is a movie I enjoy. Obviously, you don't want to watch this with a family. Like I said, I was allowed to watch this probably at age 11. I guess my brother did watch it at 8. So, yeah, I don't really know what I meant by that, but whatever. Yeah, this is one that I'm gonna have to figure out at a later time. But yes, like I said, this is a movie that I would recommend to those who like spoofs. So I believe you can actually get this on Paramount. You can probably buy it cheap on eBay or at a flea market. But yes, this is a movie you don't watch with a serious turtle face or mud puppy stare. So a comment below, subscribe if you want, and thank you for watching.